I'll tell you a secret, right? I don't tell all the secrets on this show, but that instrumental there with the steel pan give me a little bit of goosebumps, boy. Whoo! Steel pan sweet, you know. Good morning, Rodney. Welcome back. You are a member of the CDC. You're on the CDC board. You're representing steel pan. You represent steel pan like what, 24/7?
24/7.
You sleep, eat, breathe, bathroom, steel pan.
Everything.
Everything. You're also the president of the Yulupan movement.
Indeed.
Shout out to YPM, all the executive, all the member bands. No, this year, right? First things first, I noticed not a lot, just to point out, not a lot of, actually, no song at all I've heard with any steel pan instrumental. That's sad.
Yeah, indeed.
Put that out there, that's sad.
Yeah, indeed. I know over the years, you have been getting multiple songs with steel pan as an instrument in the production, and even the writers would include, their love or their expression for steel pan. But this year, I haven't heard any. Well, I wouldn't say there isn't any,
right?
But I haven't heard any.
As in being featured in a song.
Yeah, and and trust me, I've up to last night where we had the prelims for the Sokomanak, Raga and Power, over 100 and something songs, and I haven't heard any at all. Right, so
I know of one song that has a little bit of pan in it, but you kind of have to listen closely. It's not like in your face. Yeah. And that's sad. What is it? Like we throw a pan for Vincy Mas 2022 or what?
You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm hopeful that we're going to get back to that place, because I know that over the years again, writers, artists, producers would find it fit to include the instrument and even talk about the instrument. But this year, it's an exception. We'll forgive them for it, Crystal.
I ain't forgiving nobody for not including steel pan in the music this year. No. Battle of the Locals, Panorama 2022. This year, Panorama does not have a night of its own. Why?
Because originally, when we started to plan Carnival 2022 with COVID around, first it was supposed to be a vaccinated carnival, and then it was supposed to be a scale-down version in terms of what persons were coming in. So because of that situation, the CDC with the other components, Pan, Calypso, and Mass, saw it fit that because of the nature of the carnival, let's just group the three components together and have one night, because Mass is not doing King and Queen, they're just doing a basic section of the band, which is not a competition, and then Calypso is only doing one song instead of two songs. And then even at that particular point, we were very skeptical with Panorama, because the mass gathering only allowed 20 persons on the outside, 10 persons on the inside, and our steel orchestras are extremely big.
Yep.
They exceed the 20 players or the 20 people in any one space. So at that thinking, it was supposed to be an entire showcase and not a competition, right? Because of the nature of the type of carnival. After the protocols were lifted, it was a bit too late to go back to put in Pan on its own night, not on its own night, but with Mass, because it used to call Steel and Glitter.
Right, section of the bands, and then.
Yeah, so the president of the three components decided, we're just going to go forward with it. Actually, based on history, that's how it used to be. It used to always be Pan, Calypso, and Mass on the Sunday night. The same Sunday night it's on.
Yes, that is true, because after that, the steel bands will go on the road for Juve.
Yeah, so it's not anything new. The only thing that is new is that Mass is no longer competing on that night, and it's no longer King and Queen. It's just a section of their band, like Night Mass, what we call Night Mass or Steel and Glitter. So and again, I personally love that look, that the three components will come together and really give some major presentation. I say major because it's not easy, dealing with Calypso, dealing with Calypsonians, dealing with the art form of pan players, pan arrangers.
Is it not easy to deal with pan people?
Yeah, it's not. It's a very passionate art form.
Yeah.
Pan, Calypso, and Mass. A lot of persons put their heart in it. They're very, very, very passionate. And when I say it's hard to deal with them, I don't mean in a negative way. Because they're creatives, and creatives are very emotional people. So it's not an easy task dealing with different personalities, but it's a task that is worth it. And again, as the three presidents of the components, we saw it fit, and it's going to be a beautiful show. Regardless of what, it's going to be a beautiful show. And it's a night where we can see all Vincentian creativity at its best. Nobody else.
Okay.
Vincentians,
Vincentians. So it's not a matter of separately did not believe, you guys did not believe that either of the show could pull in the numbers
No.
to make the money now, the revenue. Looking at it, cha-ching.
No, that was far from the three components.
Very
right?
far,
And
just
from the CDC, very, very, very far, because that did not come into
because
discussion.
Pan could pull a crowd, right?
Yeah, Pan can pull a crowd, but picture if Pan bring their crowd, Mass bring their crowd, Calypso bring their crowd. What a wonderful,
A nice crowd.
yeah, what a wonderful look that would be. But it was really because the three components can exist, and it's time enough for we pull away from, Pan has to stand on its own, which obviously, it can happen now and it will happen, but we have to remember because of the nature of the type of carnival we're having. But again, the three components can exist. The three components actually have to work with each other, because if I don't get a song from the Calypsonians, I can't play it for Panorama, right?
We can't get a song because we cannot get a song from the rag and soca artists to play for Pan.
No, I mean,
2 and 3 cartoon cat.
no,
They ain't gonna make it.
I don't want Crystal time up, but when I say Calypso, I mean Calypso in its broad sense, because soca, it comes from Calypso. Calypso is the mother, and rather soca and soca are their children, right? So if the artists or the Calypso don't produce music, we don't have any to play for Panorama. And Pan people, they like to look good, so we like to call on the mass bands to really give us some nice decor. So the three components depend on each other. You know what I mean? And then as we said earlier, sometimes you hear some of the Calypso with Pan in their music. So I think it's a good look, it's a good marriage. You know what I mean? And I just, with all of the production stuff that I'm hearing and that we are planning, it's going to be an extremely good show. And again, for me, the main takeaway is that on that night, that is the only night that you're going to see Vincentians, all Vincentian creatives being on stage. I mean, the mass is Vincentian, Calypso is and the Pan is all Vincentians.
So, the bands that are scheduled to perform or take part in the competition, we have Starlift, Sign Hill, Euphonium, Symphonic, Southeast, Epic Sounds, Elite, and Genesis. How many there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bands, right? Over the years, we have complained as Pan people that it was a bit unfair to have foreign arrangers in Vincy Mass. The top 3 bands every single year book its show for Senior Panorama were foreign arrangers. What was the rationale behind this year Panorama being Battle of the Locals?
First, I want to put it out there that it was nothing negative, right? It's nothing negative, because there are persons who think that it was something negative, and there are even persons in the fraternity who wasn't ready for it. And I want to put the disclaimer out there that
Hold on, who weren't for not having foreign arrangers? You mean
no,
top 3
not
bands?
having
Like,
local arrangers. Make it all local arrangers. There were persons who were against that.
who were against all local
Yes,
arrangers?
please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
In the Steel Pan fraternity?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You mean the top 3 bands? Alright, I could
I
understand
didn't
that.
say that though, but
But I could understand the top 3 not wanting it to be strictly local. Go on, true.
but for us as an executive, just to give a bit of a backstory, Crystal, and you would be aware because you were an executive member, when the top bands started to bring the arrangers from Trinidad, it was really a program so these arrangers can help our local arrangers within these bands. So when you bring John Doe from Trinidad, and you have Rodney, who's a part of a steel orchestra, it is expected that Rodney will go and learn something from John Doe, right? And that has been going on for quite a number of years. There has been an exchange program where players would even go down to Trinidad, players would come to St. Vincent. I mean, the arrangers would come to St. Vincent. Some of the arrangers would go down just for the exposure and the experience to see what is working and what's not working. And that had been going on for quite a while. And this year, the executive of the YPM saw it fit to welcome the idea, the suggestion, because as you know how the European movement operates, we don't have the final say as an executive. The members of the European movement have the final say. So when the suggestions were tabled, it was brought to the table as for a vote, and the bands voted for an all local arranger Panorama. Now the reason behind it, right, is that for us as an executive and as a CDC, it's really a measuring stick to really see the development of our local arrangers from that time we started to bring Trinidad arrangers to where we at now. So for example, it's an opportunity to see where Tidal is at as an arranger, to see where Jomo is at as an arranger, to see where Zoops is at as an arranger, to see where Taff is at as an arranger in terms of locally. Because if we continue to bring Trinidadians. And mind you, it's not something negative. That's why I give you the backstory. It was supposed to be a program, a project where our arrangers can gather and learn, and vice versa, because the Trinidad arrangers also learn from us too, because our style is slightly different. Our style might be the same. So it's really for us now to really see where our arrangers is at, in not just locally but across the region.
Right. Okay.
Right. So in the past, when we brought the arrangers for the big bands, to be very frank, it would either be boys, one of them Trinidadians, now we have a situation where it is so intense that you don't even know. You can't even put your hand on a horse.
You think so?
Well, I
People in the steel pan fraternity don't know.
Well, it's not my duty to know that. Well, if persons out there supporting their bands or their arrangers, it's for them to really push and support. But as I said, mainly it's really for development and for us to see the level in which our arrangers is at. Because if every time, as you say, panorama is really judged from food plates go down.
Yeah. yes. People only listen, pan people. Everybody knows. Senior panorama. Now we could say in the past, it used to be judged on the street from fourth place down.
Why?
Because it never used to consider top three, because top three more than likely were foreign arrangers.
Right.
They were not local arrangers.
But I was never for that theory, because I would always believe that competition is competition and anything can happen on the night. I always believe that at some point in time, anyone of our local arrangers could throw down one of these foreign arrangers.
Always believe, right? But on the night. But history has shown that Bucket Show winning senior panorama was a treaty arranger.
No, but history have already shown where a local arranger beat a senior.
What year was that?
But Cian Gomez, when Josiah beat Cian Gomez the very first year.
Very first year.
Yeah.
And thereon after.
And thereon after,
yeah. And the big bands wanted to stay at the top, so you go down again.
Yeah.
How many years they've been learning, Rodney?
It was over, I would say over a 10-year period,
Jesus.
8-year period, about 8 to 10 years.
So they're supposed to be doctors by now.
Well, yeah, and
PhD.
again, I would not even put it like that entirely, because I feel our arrangers were able to influence some stuff in these foreign arrangers too. You know what I mean? In terms of flavor, in terms of style, in terms of approach. And I feel if we were getting closer and closer, because if you realize Jomo and JP, they were moving up closer to them. I think one of them came third. You know what I mean? After
Jomo, was it Jomo?
I can't remember which one, but they were coming close. There was a better understanding. You were actually hearing some of the different approaches from the local arrangers. Now, I don't want us to feel like because they're from Trinidad or they were from wherever, is that our arrangers are not as good as or as competent as. But it's just a situation, just a thing where you're from Trinidad, and I think for us, frankly speaking, these Trinidad arrangers, they're full-time arrangers. Our arrangers go to work 8 to 5.
Well, we can't be full-time arrangers too.
Well, we're heading there, because the industry is changing. No, the industry is changing where a lot of entertainers are now living full-time for entertainment. It's just that we have to put a little bit more effort into the whole industry and what you want from it. But I would say we were getting closer. I could hear the difference. And again, I mean, our arrangers have been innovative. And then even from what I'm hearing now, Crystal, it's like, boy, I wonder if it's going to sound different in terms of, I wonder if you would be able to tell that it's an all-local panorama because of what I'm hearing now from the pioneers. But
somebody might reach out to somebody down there again, just put a name and be like, yeah, this is me, but it's actually, come on, man.
How are they doing that though, Crystal?
Even though,
how are they doing that?
Weapon, Facebook, email, take out the prize money. Bragging rights is a serious thing in the pan world, right?
Yeah,
to come first is a very serious thing.
I think that's the biggest prize.
Yeah, but I'm loving it though. It's staying?
Yeah, as no.
It better stay.
It's for now, this year, because that's what the bands voted for, just for this particular special year. Next year we would go back to the drawing board and see if the band still feel the same way. For the YPM executive, we want it to stay.
It should stay.
Yeah, I think it should. I think it must. But from time to time, I think we should be able to continue to do a lot of training and a lot of development.
And the people that need to go to the training too.
Yeah, exactly. And not just training that though. Because Antigua has some very mean arrangers, some very good arrangers. Barbados has some very good. Again, everything's flavor. But we see Trinidad as the Mecca, their approach, their livelihood.
They take steel pan real seriously.
Yeah, exactly. But there are some very, 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 very good arrangers and programs within the region. But again, Crystal, I'm excited about it. I mean,
Let it
it's
sink.
very intense.
Let it sink. Of course it's intense, right? It's as intense as like when we say Christmas season.
Yeah.
When you really get to see, and you said, right, this is a measuring stick. I think that we've had a lot of opportunities to measure where our arrangers are like throughout the year outside of COVID-19, because they would have had to arrange for a show here and there. The bands come out, 5, 6, and 7 of them come out to have a show, whether it's during Christmas or outside of that. We've had that, but now for the big stage, for the big money, 20,000, 30,000 was the price money this year. 30, 40,
33.
23,000, and all that staying in Sweet Vince. Thank you, Jesus. Thank God. Who's gonna get it this year? We gotta take a break. Head on to the Digital State of Emergency mix right now on the Wake Up Call. Rodney is inside. While we don't touch on pan, we going on something else.
Really?
I wonder what this something else is. You gotta stay tuned to find out.
Play it safe this carnival season. Don't accept drinks from strangers. Also, please do not leave your drinks unattended. This is X104.3 Carnival Ecstasy.
For Vincy Mas 2022, Digicel is giving you the chance to win $500 every single day. That's $500 each and every day for your set ticket, your carnival costumes, and so much more. And here's how you can win. Simply activate the 3, a 7, or a 38 Digicel Prime Plus bundle. Then wait for the lucky call live on radio. $500 cash every day could be yours. Activate your Prime Plus bundle now. Then wait for the lucky call. Digicel, bring the vibe. Better together this carnival.
Digicel.